Hello, I'm starting a new series on the fruits of the Spirit. They can be found in Galatians chapter 5. So this is in Paul's letter to the Galatians. There's a few of them, so I just wanted to go over them. It's kind of interesting to look at them and see how they go along the spectrum of Christian morality. The part that I'm reading starts on Galatians chapter 5, verse 22. By contrast, the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. There is no law against such things. And those who belong to Christ Jesus have crucified the flesh with its passions and desires. If we live by the Spirit, let us be guided by the Spirit. Let us not become conceited, competing against one another, envying one another. And here he goes on to another passage. I wanted to highlight a few of these different fruits of the Spirit because I think it brings up a really interesting thing about Christian morality. I think Christian morality can often be viewed as a sort of spectrum along an axis. The kind of self-control focus, the righteousness focus, and the grace focus. And each of these different fruits finds itself at a different spot along here. I wanted to start off over here with self-control, that the Apostle Paul lists as one of the fruits of the Spirit. And if you've been alive very long, you probably have figured out why self-control is valuable. As human beings, there's times where we get frustrated with each other. We get frustrated with the ones that we love most. And maybe we want to say something that we shouldn't say. Maybe we want to do something that isn't a really good idea, and if we have self-control, we can hold ourselves back. We can check our own ego, which might be saying, wouldn't it be good if we just pulled a prank on them, or wouldn't it be good if we tricked them or lied to them in this instance, or got back at them? Self-control is really good for those moments because it helps us to pull back from those moments where we want to hurt somebody else, but instead act with love towards somebody else. If you've been married for any amount of time, you have certainly experienced this phenomenon, or if you've had kids, you've experienced this phenomenon, where someone you care about deeply does something that hurts you, and you have a choice. Do I go back and hurt them back, or do I act with grace towards them? And so while self-control might feel like it's kind of over here in this law category, it actually allows us to act in a graceful way, which is one of the beautiful things about it. Tune in next week. We've got a bunch of other fruits of the Spirit that I'm going to be covering here.